Hello, and welcome to All I Do Is Fail. If my Dorset tone sounds slightly different, it's because I'm using a ever so slightly different microphone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tom Elwards. I am joined today, as ever, by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods.
Hey, listeners, if you are watching this on YouTube, which more of you are, thank you very much. We're into triple figures for YouTube subscribers now. 101, baby. Let the good times roll. So thank you very much for
Oh
watching
yeah,
this on YouTube. You will see that Tom is dressed like me, which is really sweet. It's really lovely that you've
yeah,
got the same sort of shirt on. You've even got a
I,
little icon on the. Obviously, I sort of cut a
yeah.
more trim figure, but the little icon there. You've got
What I
black
was
shirt.
going for with the gaming headphones was the sort of incel gamer vibe that you give off, and I just thought I'd
Yes,
dress up as
that's
you
what we could
today.
do. What are they called? The E-boys. That's what we
Keyboard.
are. We call them the
Yeah,
AIDIF boys. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you are listening to this are doing okay. I hope you're holding on. I'm preparing myself for end of lockdown in April. That's what I'm preparing for. Um,
what April? That's bold. I've heard
because
everything from April to July could possibly
I
when
think not pubs open. Different things. Pubs I think open in May, but this is my Ali's predictions. This is my little segment that I'm introducing as of right now, and people will be like, "Did he plan for this?" And the answer is
yeah,
obviously no. So
yeah.
Ali's
Every week
predictions.
you're going to make another mad assumption, and eventually one of them will come true. So
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm like that dude on the horse racing, just going blah
yeah.
blah blah. Yeah. So tell you what you
This
got to do, mate.
predict the android pedophiles will take over the world. So
Yeah, Ali's predictions. So I think April we will go into a sort of tier three vibe, yeah, and then May might be late May. Pubs will open again. Maybe tier two.
when do you think we'll be able to do a gig? May.
Yeah, May. I had one promoter who you all know who it is. Of course, you know who it is. I was chatting to, being like, "Yeah, might be doing some roof stuff again
Yeah,
in May. Might be doing some roof stuff in May, which
bit,
is
bit of roof stuff going on.
which I didn't think I'd be excited about. If you'd have told me in 2019, February a year ago, February 2019, that a promoter was saying, "All right, Ali, might be doing some roof stuff." Like,
I think in
you just did.
2019 that'd be sort of some kind of sexual request.
Yeah, you'd be like, what are we doing on the roof? I've got a jacuzzi. Do you fancy it? There's no
Yeah,
girls, but I reckon if we do the first one just lads, then they'll be
yeah.
jealous and they'll come to the next one.
It's just a bit of roof stuff. It's nothing serious. Come on.
Are you into roof stuff? um, so yeah, so that's what I think. But I think I'm preparing myself for March to be fully locked down again. So I'm in my mental states, preparing
Yeah,
myself for that for another sort of 5-6 weeks of this.
yeah.
Also, I've got 5 weeks left until I do no puddings for 6 months. So I'm trying to
No
get in
pudding.
lots of chocolate and stuff. Yeah, no
Okay.
puddings and sweets and
Right.
things. Just a different
Would you
thing.
say that your rig has fully gone to shit during lockdown and you're trying to improve?
I've gone full dad bod. I've gone full.
No, okay.
Would you would you say that your rig has gone fully to shit then, mate? Because
Yeah,
all
yeah,
I've got to say, if you need a washboard, like I'm here. Like don't worry about
yeah.
it.
No, mine's actually, yeah. I'm getting fat as well, and need to start running, doing some exercise, getting on it.
Got the guns and the shoulders. I'm sure you're similar. Exactly. Well, okay, tried. But then I've got this pouch as well of which
Mm.
I've seen to with cookies.
Yeah.
Lots of cookies.
Yeah, cookies and ice cream are a big winner for me.
Oh, it's good in
All
it.
cookies and ice
Goo
cream. Oh,
puddings. I've got jam roly
yeah.
poly in the
Oh.
fridge. I've gone back to Victorian puddings. That's how far back in puddings I've got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Bread and
spotted
butter pudding.
bread and butter, spotted
Spot.
dick.
Yeah.
When you're
I
cracking
like
out the spotted dick for variety. So yeah, so I'm doing that as well. I'm eating quite a lot. What have you been up to? What's been going on? You how are you feeling? When do you think things are going to be open and stuff?
I think I'm slightly worried that it could be July that he
Okay.
opens everything because I feel like they really want to make this the last lockdown ever. You
Yeah.
know, they want this to be it.
Mm.
So, in order to do so, they may just go, right, let's just see this down to a really, really stupidly low level. where it's basically non-existent. Like the only countries in the world that have been successful with their lockdowns and not gone back in have been Australia, and like
Not New Zealand as well.
well, New Zealand, yeah, same thing. Come on, they've been
This playing with fire
yeah,
there. Yeah.
but they've been successful because they did full lockdown to a point where they got the virus down to no cases, and they actually did. I lie, actually, they did a 5-day circuit breaker in Melbourne last week, but that's because they had 13 cases. 13 cases, and they shut down a city. So that's really to get it to a point where music festivals can happen. That's what you kind of
because that's what I'm looking forward to. Like obviously, yes, of course, like I want everyone to be safe in that. But like literally, like I have missed V Festival 2 years in a row, like, and I'm like not doing it again. You know what I mean? Like it's actually ridiculous.
If you've ever actually been to Creamfields, it is mental. It's so wow.
If I have another year of no latitude, I will be absolutely flipping my lid.
Tiesto at Creamfields, best gig of my bloody life. Like,
I had to go to Croatia this year. Like absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So I think it would be interesting to see which way he goes. It'll probably be somewhere in the middle in May. You're right, but the scientists say shut to July. The naysayers say open up next week. And
I love this headline. UK needs to open pubs to save the industry, says Weatherspoons.
Yeah, boss.
He gives zero shits, Tim Martin. He's used to his customers normally, the reliable ones, are so unhealthy anyway. He don't give a fucking shit if they've got corona or not, mate. He's been serving the ill and the lame for decades.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see like a graph of like Spoons drinkers to serious corona sufferers, and like see the crossover.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't got some sort of hospital tie-up where they've got the Weatherspoons app works for hospital beds. Fancy a pint of tribute while you're sitting there recovering from corona for just £3. You can get it on the Weatherspoons app.
Yeah, sort of like the delivery, to the thing. Or like I'm surprised they didn't do a sort of like jab and pint system at Spoons.
Nice. Is this the vaccine? Sure. You just I know they got the spray at the back of the bar. They're putting into the needle. There's just vaccine everyone up.
The Spoons boss invests in his own app, in his own jab. He makes his own. He takes on Pfizer and the Oxford vaccine with his own
British jab.
Spoons. Yeah. The pure British jab, 100% British.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you got all those, stop that messing around with the EU. We can get a jab to you right at the pub.
Possibly up to 14% effective there, so it's going to be worth it.
But that's the best 14. Best 14. Yeah. So I think because I read a good article on the Telegraph, which was about. I'm a big Telegraph reader now. You're getting
older. This week, slowly slipping into that. I get it.
I'm just thinking, like I'm not saying they shouldn't be educated. Just like why can't they do it in their own countries? That's just what I'm saying. Like that's just. Why
did you stay here?
Yeah. Why do you need to stay and bring your family over? I mean. Yeah. I'm the most liberal person going, but believe me, you should ask Sue and Anne next door. I never mention it, but they're lesbians.
My friend lesbian Anne next door is a perfectly nice woman.
Very nice. She's governor at the school, no problem. Yeah. But I'm just saying, do we need these people here? That's all I'm saying. But they're saying, and the thing is as well, I like reading articles by the Times and the Telegraph about the government because they are the most in the know because they're the ones given the information. Like they're not getting the Guardian aren't getting the exclusive on the Tory party's plans.
The insiders,
So they were saying basically that the lockdown again, not necessarily pubs, but a lockdown being lifted will be when daily cases are under 1,000. And they're saying that's most likely to be sort of mid-April. So we went from a peak of about 60,000 a day, bro. It's insane.
68 to 70,000 or something insane.
In last month.
If you had 68 recorded, that means that there's probably 250,000 cases.
It's mad. But that was last month, right? And then it's gone down, but obviously it's going to plateau a bit. So it's gone well down. So it's about sort of 12,000 a moment. But but they wait until we get out to under 1,000. That's why I think it's going to be April. So brace yourselves, listeners, viewers. I think for a March, which might not be fun either, but at least the weather's getting a bit better, so the walks outside aren't as bad. And I am enjoying my lives. Thank you very much to everyone who's been joining my Instagram lives. They've been very live. Have you done any Instagram lives, Tom?
You know what I'm going to do, Ali? I'm very close to hitting that 10K mark on Instagram. Very close.
You've not done it yet?
I'm talking 100 and about 30 people away.
Who's counting?
Not me. Not me. When you unfollow me, I'm not DMing you. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I'm funny. What's wrong with you? So yeah, I'm very close there.
I'll give you a little shout out today. Help you out. That'd be nice.
Yeah, get me over the line. Cross me over the line. Let's do it by the end of the week, guys.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But the
do it for Josh James. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Because he's a mate. That's the difference. And
You're a colleague.
Yeah, exactly. An investment co-investor. But I didn't realize you were so close. I thought you were sort of on sort of 8,000 and stuff like that. So I'll give you a shout out. But the live's very good. You could do a live going through sort of your favorite maybe Echo jumpers. Your favorite
Echo in my life. That's an insult. Echo.
You didn't have an Echo jumper, Echo t-shirt?
Yeah, no, not. I don't think I've ever wore Echo.
Maybe
ever.
your sort of best Vampire Weekend memorabilia.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Panic at the Disco outfits.
I remember. This is a weird thing. I remember at school, a kid. Remember that brand FUBU, which I think stands for "For Us By Us," referring to the black community, as I understand it. And I definitely remember a white kid coming in one of those jumpers and thinking that was just fine. In hindsight, that's a bit weird.
I feel like, just is what it is. Just some people get it. Some people get it.
Some people relate. Some people don't.
A black man actually served me at the shop, so what does that tell you?
Out.
Melting pot, mixing together.
Harmony.
Exactly.
Harmony.
Yeah. I shook his hand. He didn't want to, but I thought it'd be good for relations. So
bit by bit.
Should we do some? Yes. Should we do some of the news? You should do a live though. Yeah, you'd be good. You'd be good on live.
Yeah. I will do. I'll do a live when I hit 10K. Let's do it. I'll do a bit of a live. I haven't thought about saying stand up in months now.
It doesn't have to be stand up, mate. You could do it suits your skill set. How to pull birds without listening to them. That's a good niche. You could have non-verbal pulling.
What do you do on your lives to sort of, right, guys, obviously we don't like women, but it's something we've got to tolerate, okay? We've got to tolerate them.
It's an incel recovery.
And we've got to get them. We've got to get them and keep them somehow.
Once you get one, the main thing is retaining them. Don't let them go. Yeah. Speaking of which, I've got some fantastic breakup stories later. Thank you, everyone, for sending them in. That was really wicked. But yeah, my lives are sort of trying out some stand-up stuff, but it's just weird because it's just me talking to a camera in my bedroom.
Changed.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the weird thing is that it's going out to people. That's what's
diary. That's all. That's just.
I do a video diary every day, and I go, today was such a difficult day. So get this right. So I wake up. And I go to put on my trousers, and I trip up, and then I think, what is life? And then I message Dan, doesn't message me back for 40 minutes, and I think, well, if that's what you think friendship is, then what can you do?
What is the point in all of this?
That's the sort of thing I would fucking do though. A video diary. Hey guys, just logging in here.
My big brother video diary. Been in my room all day.
What have I done today? So woke up, had breakfast, did nothing, lunch, then did nothing, dinner, and then here we are. Hope you have a good one. See you later. Bosh.
Party time. Yes, let's move to the news. A bit of news. Guys, we've landed on Mars. Well, I say we, as in the human race, have landed another Discovery rover on Mars. It survived the 7 minutes of terror, which is what any rover landing on Mars has to go through when coming through the atmosphere of Mars. And it's
7 minutes of terror. Sounds like me in the bedroom. Bosh. Yeah. Lads on tour. Next news story. Smashed. Yeah. Imagine being called 7 minutes of terror. How was he? Was he all right? It was more like 7 minutes of terror. Very scary. I was scared for him.
Very, very daunting. Yeah, no, 7 minutes of terror. The Mars rover has landed successfully in the crater. So it's landed in a crater that is like 3.5 billion years old or something. There you go. There's my science knowledge or something.
So billions, mate. Billions years. Billion or millions. I'm not quite sure. One of them.
Yeah, but really, should I mean, why are they all pretending? Because obviously Mars doesn't exist. So
it's landed in the crater in the studio. Yeah,
in the studio. Yeah. Where it's landed in the studio.
Took 7 months to get to Hollywood. All right, okay.
Yeah. Well, so allegedly, the Mars rover is going to look for signs of life on Mars.
Allegedly, I love that.
You used to have water flow in it, apparently. So there could be like bacteria, or I don't know, possibly even fossils, maybe of past life that was lived in the crater billions of years ago when there was water in it. So that'd be exciting. We'll find out, are we really alone in the universe? Because if they do find signs of life there, then I guess we have to accept that there's probably life on all the other planets and we're fucked. And the aliens actually just think we're stupid idiots and can't be bothered to come to us.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine if we found out they were having a litness. Imagine if we found out, they were like, oh yeah, we had coronavirus for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we're like, because when I found out about this, like, I had no idea NASA were doing this. I fucking no idea. But I got an old news alert and I was like, it took 7 months to get to Mars. And I thought, but my journey over the last 7 months has in many ways been more difficult. I sort of like, but in a way, I've sort of had to deal with more in the last 7 months. Overcome,
push through barriers.
So you're the designated science expert, Tom. What happens then when they
on this podcast?
You are.
Yeah, this podcast that requires just a science GCSE.
You've read the first paragraph of the story, so you're the expert. What do you?
Science expert.
Yeah.
Welcome to Science Corner.
Yeah, exactly. Science Corner. We're here with Dr. Tom Elwes. He got his doctorate at the University of Legends.
Yeah, the lit University of Partying, aka Oxford Brick.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's a patron of the frat house. Boys are lit.
The Legend House.
So they what's going to happen? So they discover there's water, and they're like, "This is mad." Then what?
No. So there isn't water, but
great.
In the crater, there were signs that water flow existed in that crater billions of years ago. But so they think they may be able to find signs of extinct life that once lived in the water. Like sort of signs of bacteria and stuff. It won't be anything exciting. No one's like,
and then what? And then they do what?
Well, then it's a big discovery because they can prove that there's been life on other planets, and that means a lot because at the moment we believe ourselves to be the only life in the universe.
Why are we focusing on the UK or whatever in the UK? The Earth listenership. We should be focusing on getting bacterium from Mars to listen to the podcast. That's
we don't know how far this shit's broadcast. This could be picked up.
Are they podcast ready? We could be the first podcast on Mars. And then we come and all the bacteria is like, yeah, Tom and Ali are here. And we're like, hey guys. And they're like, so apparently you guys were the best podcast on Earth. And we're like, yeah, that was yeah. And they're like, you talk to anyone from Earth? And they're like, no. We're like, yeah, that's about right. Yeah, best podcast. Best podcast on Earth. So we should do that. I tell you what though. Firstly, I hope Matt Damon's okay. I assume he's still on Mars. Secondly, I also think that how peak is it to not get that right as the NASA people, to miss or for the thing to break up. I get upset when I scrunch up paper and I go, watch this, and miss the bin, let alone when it's 7 months and then it's like, and it's crashed.
It's a waste of time. But it's like 7 months to get there, but it's like years in development and building the crafts and everything to get there, and the rover. It's insane. But I listened to Elon Musk was talking about, because he's obviously going to try and send people to Mars, and he was talking about
the people who've wronged him.
Absolutely everything when going to Mars, because the time it will take to actually like build a ship, get it ready, and be able to send you to Mars. Like probably like a 2 and a bit year cycle to be able to do it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
So
why I
if
sort
you
of
go to
haven't
Mars,
done it.
if you're missing one thing, it could be something as small as vitamin C, right? If they didn't have vitamin C, eventually everyone would die just because of not having vitamin C.
Wow. Oh, that's not good.
You have to be social. You have absolutely everything for human survival when going.
Okay. Well, that's probably why I'm probably going to avoid going. I guess that's probably the reason. Probably
Yeah.
just leave it to the losers,
Yeah.
the ones. I fucking love vitamin C. It's one of my oranges. Had orange juice this morning. So what can you do? Would you be up for going and colonizing Mars, Tom?
Absolutely not.
Lad,
Definitely not going to be
lad,
first.
colonizing. Already colonized my uni, mate.
That's what they called me, the colonizer. Yeah.
Yeah, they did, but that was more of a racial thing. So, would you do it? No, why not?
No, I don't. I wouldn't. Well, I may do it eventually if it became, very, very normal. I'd probably be colonizing Mars about the point that going to Mars was sort of being done by EasyJet. Like that. It come that far down the chain. It's like NASA. And then there'll be some kind of sort of Concorde equivalent, and then and then when it's hitting EasyJet sort
Easy
of
rocket,
levels, that's
yeah. Mars and back for €34. You get the Ryan Space, Ryanair equivalent, where it's like, we'll take you to Mars. You will be dropped off at Uranus, but then you will be able to get to Mars. You will be able to take a space bus.
Transport easy bus.
from Neptune to Mars, but yeah, only €84, so very competitive, very competitive.
Yeah.
Being cramped up in the seat for 2 years,
not much leg room.
in 2 years like this. But think of the savings. And it's a 2-year rocket, but there will be no food provided. Food and drink.
Pay for your own snacks.
You will have to bring your own, and also that will cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
There's one dude who's just got the flight ticket. He's like, I'm just going to try and wing it. I've got a 500ml bottle of water, and I'm just going to try and make that last for 2 years. It's so cheap.
I'm a 7-month on a space rocket. Like, think how fucking bored you would get. Not only would you get fucking bored, but also just imagine if you're just about 2 weeks in, we're like, I don't really fancy this. I've made a mistake. Too late. 7 months ahead of you, and the rest of your life on Mars. Good luck.
Don't really fancy it. I love how you go through all the mental preparation. Then 2 weeks later, you're like, bit dull, isn't it? Let's turn around.
Oh, everything's red constantly. Oh, bit dull.
That is boring though. Imagine that. I don't know what you'd do. What's the point? Yeah, you don't want to be the first people to.
Mars is a weird planet to want to colonize as well. I don't know. But apparently that's how you do the whole universe. You have to go to Mars, the closest one first, and then you go to the next one.
You sound like it's not interrailing. Yeah, but apparently that's the best way to do the universe. To see the universe, mate. Go Mars. You gotta go Mars, mate. It's sick. And then
you have to do it. Actually, Elon said that you would have to build a sort of station, because the quickest way to do it is go via our moon and slingshot around our moon. But the best thing to do is you have to make some kind of space base where you could refuel on the moon and then sling off to Mars that way. That's the best way. And then eventually make a base on Mars, and then from Mars you'll make a base on. So once you're colonize Mars, it's easier to next one and the next one and the next one.
That's the legendary bar crawl, the interplanetary bar crawl. Take you 70 years. But you start and you sling your way to Mercury, and then you work your way up. Venus, back to Earth, then back to Earth. Legends. Come back, be like, fucking Mercury was fucking mental. Then Mars, and then after that, I don't know how it goes. Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn, whatever the ones. Mate, Pluto, they say it's not a planet, but tell you what, if you get enough fuel, you can get there. And when you get there, it's absolutely sick, because there's no the planet stuff doesn't come into. So pints are so cheap now. They don't even have a currency. They have nothing. So just absolutely sesh. Yeah, exactly. And
Six.
Honestly, the girls in Pluto are proper banging. They are fucking sick.
They literally haven't seen years either, so it's crazy.
Yeah, literally, no one goes there. So when you go there, everyone's like, oh my god, these legends have come. And yeah, to be honest, I was 91 when I got there, so I was pretty docile. Still sick. It was so good.
We
can do that. That'll be the AIDIF interplanetary bar crawl.
Yeah, we'll try and be the first podcast on Mars if possible.
And you can stay in the
Right.
Sesh Hotel. So there's two packages. We offer two packages on the AIDIF holidays. There is the Butlins Weekender
Yeah.
for lockdown, and then
Yeah.
completely
And
opposite.
no request for the a week in the sun, 2 weeks in Butlins. Like what?
We do have a request. We do have a request. George messaged the Patreon. George, thank you very much for listening. Messaged the Patreon saying he is booking into the hotel, the Sesh Hotel. So we've got one there. So if anyone wants to join George, then you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
So we've got that the two package holidays.
George and Ali right now. We're gonna get going. We're gonna get
the three of us. That's all we need, mate. Girls slow us down with the drinking anyway. So we've got two packages. We've got one which is the Sesh Hotel on lockdown, and then the other is very different, complete 9-planet, and yes, that includes Pluto, 9-planet Sesh bar crawl.
Galactic tour.
Galactic tour.
Yeah, I don't know. We're a big deal. Right, we are quickly also going to talk about Uber. Uber have now the Supreme Court in the UK have passed a law to say that Uber drivers are no longer self-employed and they are in full-time employment by Uber the company, and thus deserve to get sick pay and benefits. What do you feel about this, Ali?
I think it's good for them. I genuinely think it's a fascinating advancement, or just point in the narrative of these, what are they called, work for yourself, these
gig economy.
That's it, the gig economy. I think, thank you for reminding me. That is I think that's good for that. I think it's really good. I do, in my head immediately went to the Liberals of East London, the come in from out of London who now live in London for their 20s, going like, oh my god, so amazing. Yeah, now they've got, yes, this is it, like fucking down with capitalism, like yes, everyone needs their own pay, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then in summer being like, my god, Ubers are so expensive, what the fuck, I'm gonna use Bolt. Yeah. That's shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna use
I swear, like, Ubers are so expensive now. What the hell? Like, what? 12 quid? What? No, like Bolt. It's only like 9 quid on Bolt, so I'm just going to do that.
Yeah.
So I think that's how this goes.
I definitely think other services will come in and just
but it's good. Uber's a proper dodgy company though. Like, I think what they've done, genuinely, what they've done is really impressive. The way they have radicalized the location technology and just everyone having a smartphone, the way they were able to create that, and talking to Uber drivers as well, like it has produced a source of income for a lot of people, which is flexible, that they can do and stuff like that. So I think all that stuff that they've done is really great. Culturally, they are fucking shit. their bosses have been like axed, and they're awful. But I will find it fascinating to see how that has an effect on all this other stuff like Deliveroo, like Stuart, like Uber, or the other parts of Uber and stuff like that. So yeah,
I mean,
so
all those companies make a lot of money, so I think they'll be fine having to look after their employees a bit more.
No, they don't. Uber. Those companies run at a loss for ages, but they've got so much investment because the idea is fucking sick. Uber, Deliveroo, they run at a loss consistently.
I thought Uber run at a profit now.
No, well, maybe now, but it's not like, they're not like Apples and Amazons that are making genuine bank. Like, they are making money, but they are losing money and have lost money a lot through their inception. But they've got so much investment because everyone's like, how sick is this idea? Because it is a sick idea. So we'll see how that affects things. I think we saw a balance between having these really rogue, oh yeah, just cheapest wins, just it's convenient stuff, Amazon stuff. And then ultimately someone being like, right, we need to remember we are human beings and these people are people.
They are humans as well. They're not robot cars.
And I feel what
like, I'm saying is, if you want to make a lot of money, make the robot car Uber. Didn't Uber invest billions of pounds in autonomous cars? That's their end goal.
Apple are investing. They've got lots of money in autonomous cars at the moment. They're looking for a car manufacturer to partner with, but the car manufacturers are not being too receptive to that. Google obviously doing autonomous cars. I think that'll be another cool one as well, man. But I don't know how safe that would be. Imagine all of us bowling around in autonomous cars. That would be absolutely lit. That'd be
Well,
so.
the issue is, not to go too deep into it, but the issue is that autonomous cars and regular cars don't work. That's really, really difficult to do. If all the cars were autonomous, it'd be absolutely perfect. There'd never be any crashes. But it's the issue comes when it's human beings and autonomous cars, and that's the problem. Very quickly on tech companies as well. Also, another back to Australia. Yeah, Facebook has banned all the news in Australia as well.
Man. Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
I think
the Australian government is standing up to tech companies. I think it's quite good in a way, and I think fair play. Like, stand up to them. They can't be. They have to adhere to democracy and to the rules of a country. Like, they can't be bigger than governments.
Do you know what this is? This is like Australians going, I've just been so bummed out reading the news about all these places still on lockdown. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, you're not going to get our news. Like, I just want to hear stories about parties that are going on around here. It is cool. I think it's coming to a boiling point with these big tech companies where action is starting to happen against them. I think the big one, the most ominous one is Amazon. That I don't know when that's really going to get regulated properly or how that will happen. But that is because they are massive. And whilst the Googles of the world, yes, Googles have competitors like Baidu in China, and similarly WeChat in China is a competitor to Facebook. But Amazon, I just feel like, well, they've got a competitor in Alibaba, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. I think Jeff Bezos, he's stepping down, but they're just too big. They're just, I don't know how do you tell someone we've got to go back to ordering something online at Argos, waiting a week and going to pick it up? And then they're like, yeah, my code is 04C3. And they're like, and we haven't got that here. That's not at this depot. No, you've got to go to the depot, not the store.
Go Wembley, yeah.
Go Wembley, yeah. I love that as well. The customer relations person does not give a shit that you have to go Wembley. You got to go Wembley, mate.
But how do we? Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what happens with tech companies and tech giants. Right, guys.
Wait. Another quick news story, just because it has just come in as well. I've seen on BBC News, literally breaking. Duke and Duchess of Sussex tell Queen they will not be returning as working members of the royal family. What's her face is pregnant. Meghan is pregnant, and they are not.
There's a tell-all interview coming out with Oprah at the beginning of March as well.
Lit. That's quite cool. I mean, yeah. Where do you land on this then, Tom? In terms of the wanting to be private and then getting stick for announcing it with a picture.
I mean, it's quite difficult because I think what they've done is a really good thing, and I think go out on yourself and like if you felt that you were being mistreated by the family and stuff, like do your own thing. I think they're the royals that I like the most, Harry and Meghan, if they had to be like royals. But equally, I don't know, it is obviously a bit contradictory to be like, I'm really, we want privacy and then start a podcast and do a thing with Oprah. So
yeah, I wish my privacy was that well listened to.
Well watched. It's like, guys, now I want privacy, but also here's my podcast. Please listen.
Yeah, I think they need to maybe get it clear whether if what they want is to just not be part of the royal family and be doing those duties, but to do their own thing, or whether they want to not be part of the royal family because they want to be really private. Because they don't have to be really private either. That's not the choice. The choice doesn't need to be we're either going to be part of the royal family or we're going to be secretive on an island somewhere. You can just go and do your own thing. They're massive brands, so why not? Also, shout out to my ginger, Prince Harry, bruv. To have a ginger who's that just rogue.
Such a fine lady. Who would have thought? He literally only had to become the Prince of England to pull a bird like that. So that's pretty,
Ed Sheeran must be dating someone pretty fit. He's like the biggest selling artist of the decade of the tens from the UK.
Yeah, probably, maybe. I don't know. Ed Sheeran's girlfriend or wife is absolutely lovely. Right, guys, we are going to quickly move on to Fail Mail. We asked you to send in your funniest and worst breakup stories. Ali, do you want to kick the radio off?
Yeah, man. Do you want to start short or long? Thank you very much for everyone sending these in. There was some heartfelt stuff, and also just some hilarious stuff. So thank you very much. Do you want me to start with some longer ones or some shorter ones?
Give us a longer one. Give us something meaty to get into.
Okay, this is an amazing sentence to start with, and this gets quite weird, but this is the sentences. And this is a regular listener, so you know who you are. Thank you very much. Shout out. Look at the start of the sentence. So I usually date black men, but once I accidentally started seeing this short white guy.
On accident, just whoop.
Right, okay. Well, look, and also just on this point, you're allowed to have types or whatever. I would say try to avoid fetishizing an entire race of people, but
yeah,
on you go.
That's creepy.
I met him online and he said he was 5'6". Also, what's funny about this as well, he doesn't really need to mention the race, but anyway. Met him online and he said he was 5'6". So to meet a guy at 5'6" is already, that's good, okay, fair. But he really was about 5'4". And she is 5'7", so she's got 3 good inches on him.
Wow!
I took him to the hip hop club I used to go to all the time, and he almost couldn't see over the bar. Anyway, he was just one of those clinger honors that you can never shake off. Eventually, one day after I tried to phase him out, he turned up in a puffer jacket, trying to act like he had swag, and was like, "It's okay, I love you, but I know I'm too short and too pale for you."
Oh, that sounds like the story of your life, Ali.
This is my story. Yeah. But then it gets weird. Eventually, I had to go to the police because he kept sending me things like cards in the post saying he missed me and Foxy, which was a cuddly toy he gave me. The police, get this, the police told me to tell him that I'd met someone else and was happy, so to leave me alone. I couldn't believe they were telling me to contact him on purpose. I'd like to say that worked, but over the years, he's still popped up on any social media I've not blocked him on. Give up, man. Just give up. Get over it.
Let it go. Bro. Let it go.
But yeah, weird story. But weird. Also the police being like, yeah, get in touch with him and say you've moved on. But maybe that is just it, because guys, this is a bad trait on guys. Guys have a thing where if a girl's single and says she's not into him, the guy still thinks, look, I'm in, like, let's give it a go, try and do something, just keep working on it, grind them down, whatever. But if a girl goes, I've got a boyfriend, then the guy's like, all right, fair play. Yeah, fair play, mate. Yeah, okay, yeah. And they sort of back off.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? I mean, that's a shame that he's being so creepy and still messaging and stuff. Just let it go. You've got to let it go, people. This is with all of these, just let it go. Okay, I've got one. A girl broke up with a guy because I saw a piece of dried shit in his ass and I couldn't tell him. What the fuck?
Oh dear. Dried shit. You couldn't tell. So you just broke up over that instead?
That was it.
Bloody hell, mate. Well, look, whatever you got, the reasons you got to go for. I love, this makes me think as well, just how like so many relationships just hinge on very minimal stuff.
It's a very small thing that can tip it over the edge.
He wished me a happy birthday and then ghosted me. Never heard again from him. It's such bizarre style.
Okay, this is another men being crazy. I was told I needed psychiatric help as he couldn't fathom I wasn't interested in him.
Fuck yeah.
It's just like the most
yeah.
Like, well, you're obviously nuts if you don't like me. You're like,
Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding? Are you serious? Look at me. Look what I've achieved. Look at my job. How can you not like me?
How many people like me? There's so many people.
Yeah. You've had a message like that before, Tom.
What?
You've had a message like that before from a girl saying, do you know how many people in London would love to date me?
Yeah.
No names, don't need to mention any names, but genuinely,
I don't want to do that in case she listens and sees me.
I convinced us both that I was a lesbian and then left to join an activist group. Oh man, that's so good, isn't it? Left to join an activist group is such a good way out of anything. It's just like, yeah, I would come, but I've just got to go join Extinction Rebellion.
Yeah. Just pretty savage. What dumped him by text after 4 years? Had enough.
fucking hellfire. That is
Yeah,
so brutal. That is so brutal, man. That's so. Oh, poor bloke to get a text. Yeah, and like, there doesn't matter how long that text is. It's not going to be 4 years.
You're going to be paid. You're going to be multiple texts you're sending there, and it wouldn't. Do you remember back in the day when you had to pay for text and like you just try and get it all in one message?
Yeah, because you'd send it long and it'd be like one of two, and then the second text message would just be like XOXO, and you'd be like, "You fuckers, that's cost me 25p." She trapped me in her basement room. No idea what her end game was. That's kind of worrying. That is kind of worrying.
This is good. Broke up with my ex on April Fool's Day. Complete coincidence, but he refused to accept it all day.
That's so good. Them just in the flat and her going, so
obviously this is a joke.
Yeah,
obviously.
Brian, I was being serious, so can you leave? Yeah, good one, Kate. That is, yeah, okay. All right.
Cool story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, funny. And it's like, I'm not finding this funny anymore. Can you just stop it? Boyfriend of 2 years told me we should go back to the original plan of being friends with benefits.
Let's step this down a notch. Let's just.
You've got a demotion. Yeah. You've got.
Yeah.
We want you in the company, but just in your current role, we feel you're a little underqualified.
It's not really worked out for you. So that's just. Yeah. Okay. My friend matched with my boyfriend on Tinder. I've seen this happen before. So I knew this guy who was a prick, and he got caught out. He was dating my very good friend from school I'd known for years, and he got caught out on Tinder with his pictures using a different name. And at first, he tried to deny it and say someone had stolen his photos. Not good looking enough for someone to steal his photos. Absolutely not. You're not one of those like Instagram models who gets their account stolen to catfish people. Just not who you would pick. Tried to claim that he had had his photos stolen. But then it all came out that he was not in fact the person he said he was.
Good, he got found out. But bruv, there's back in 2015, there's a company that did research on this that said that 40% of people on Tinder were in relationships. Now, obviously, part of that is people who get on Tinder, then get a relationship, don't delete Tinder straight away, whatever. But that is a lot of people who, apart from that, who are just on Tinder just to window shop or cheat, whatever it is, man. So watch out, people.
Wild.
Dumped on Valentine's Day because we said no gifts, so I didn't get her one, but she got me one.
Oh, it's tough.
Shocker. He was really handsome, but he farted so much that I couldn't be around him anymore. That's how much are you farting, brother, to do that? Look at this one.
I cried so hard I threw up on him mid-breakup.
Jesus. Throwing up from crying. That is emotional. But that's a good way to get them away, to be fair. Good way to break up. Broke up with my ex because I found a poem he wrote me, and it was about how bad I was at sex. Who's doing that? Who the fuck in their right mind is writing a poem about their girlfriend and how bad they are in bed? And then just leaving that.
How does that poem even go? What does that even go?
There once was a girlfriend from Nikki. In sex in bedroom, she was particularly picky.
Yeah. Her hand jobs were a bit grippy. It was.
I never came. It was always the same.
Yeah. So I'm putting this relationship down the drain. There we go. That's a beautiful poem for you.
Yep. Have you got any more? I've got plenty. There's some good stuff here, man.
Yeah.
Thank you again. There's some really good. This is one where it's like communication breakdown. I'm not sure quite why they did this, but told his parents first because I wanted to pick him up from the airport. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe he was going to dump them on the way, but then they told him before me. So he gets to the airport.
Wow. Got broken up with by his parents.
Imagine your parents going, Tom, mate, by the way, just so you know, your girlfriend is
bloody hell. Broke up with my ex after how shit he was at Articulate. Can't trust someone that stupid.
That is person after my own heart. Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Can't trust you. Also, that is, to be fair, that is bad as well. But this is friend of the show and friend of real life, Callum. I finished my speech about us breaking up. She replied with no. Stayed together for another month.
Oh, that's so yeah, good.
Broke up with someone because I broke my toe, and he said, "It's not like it will affect your day or anything." That is a good. Imagine that. That's just the very last straw. So, oh, fuck off. Just fuck off. Friend of the show and previous guest of the show, very funny comedian, Alexandra Haddo. Check her out on Instagram, Twitter. Broke up with him on New Year's Day, then had to ask him if I could borrow 50 quid for the train.
Wow.
Then she says, no more info than this. Oh, or when my boyfriend got deported. Almost get rid of
Good. Broke up. Slipped on ice after leaving the restaurant. He had to drive me to the hospital. Always bad. Like, if you ever break up with someone, then you injure yourself, and then they need to help you, because the last thing you want is help off that person you've just broken up with. Like, oh,
that is, yeah. I mean, also just being trapped in the car with them for that long is absolutely disgraceful.
no.
Going to talk about. He showed up with a massive neck hickey. Had to break up with him 3 times. He didn't know why though. Lol. Also, he nicked my umbrella. Little bitch. That's what they meant.
Little bitch.
This is a sweet one. A bit weird. Dumped my boyfriend aged 6 because he had a tantrum and bit the headmaster. Hashtag.
That is very weird.
This was just after lunch when we'd charge people their 20p biscuit money to watch us kiss. What the fuck's going on there?
Mate, that's OG OnlyFans going on there.
Just... yeah. Year 2 OnlyFans. Let me have a look at this. Okay. My boyfriend broke up with me after 9 years of relationship. He said someone did some witchcraft on him.
Babe, the thing is, obviously, I do like you, but like, I think I actually got possessed by the devil last night, and that's why I went home with that stripper.
Yeah,
like,
there's bare evil forces like just manipulating me. The voodoo is strong.
Man, honestly.
And then it goes on. After 1 month, I found out that the witchcraft was a blondie. What an asshole.
Yeah. I'm gonna next time. Any listeners out there, just try and pull that. If you ever don't ever cheat, it's an awful thing. Never ever do that. But if you ever do, try and get away with sex.
Witchcraft. Someone did some witchcraft.
Yeah, especially if like your girlfriend was like quite spiritual or something, you'd be like, yeah. So you know how you all like into like spirits and like horoscopes and that, like something like that happened to me, you know.
You know, them things can be good influences, but sometimes like they happen negatively, and it's completely out of your control. It's just the universe and like the spirits and that. Just saying like,
obviously Mars was in retrograde, and that is why I cheated on you.
That's why I got off with your sister. And like, yes, we had sex a couple more times after that, but I think that was because the moon was a certain way that night. Like,
the lateral flows, and
yeah. So a couple last ones. Have you got any more, or do you want to?
No.
Okay, a couple last ones. My ex broke up with me because I was diagnosed with cancer. Then lockdown. Then lockdown 1 happened. I had a nervous breakdown by summer. Cancer-free now, and got an amazing job as a TV presenter. And my ex is starting to chat with me again. Ha! And then laughing emojis. Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, well done you. Final one. When I was in college, a guy I was dating was super weird. Shock. he had a lot of problems, and I felt so bad about breaking up with him. I found out he cheated on me at a house party. I finally had a reason to dump him, and I stood up in the lunchroom and shouted, "Yes!" after I found out. So, I mean, well done for being so happy that you've been cheated on. That's a good way to get out. But that's
good. Well done.
That is a funny one, though, of someone being like, "Oh, my boyfriend is such a dickhead. Like, I can do so much better, but I don't know how to break up with him." And then being like, "He cheated on me. Fuck that guy."
Yeah, amazing. I'm free. Freedom. Yeah.
So thank you very much for everyone who sent those in. That was wicked. Some really good stories there. And look, if you've gone through breakups, they're tough. A little saying I have, one of my quotes up in my room, is rejection provides momentum. Being pushed away from someone gives you some momentum to go do something else. So go live your life. Enjoy yourself.
Be positive. Don't also try not to take it with you into the next relationship. Every relationship is different. Obviously look out for red flags, but just try and go in with a clean slate, because if you're thinking about all your past relationships and all the things that went wrong, you're destined to fail. There you go. That's my bit of wisdom. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. This has been All I Do Is Fail. I am Tom Elwes. You can follow me at all good social media platforms, and you can follow us on Patreon as well. Please, we would love to have you.
Yep, as always, donate $5 a month. So it's just about £1 a week to get an extra episode every Tuesday. And thank you very, very much to the Patreon backers already. It's really appreciated. And just to support us, because we're just trying to put more time and effort into this podcast and create more content for you guys. And if we can get a bit of funding for that, that makes it all the better. So thank you very much, very, very much to everyone who is a patron already. And if you want to do it, you can at any point. Patreon.com/AIDIFpod. I'm Ali Woods. You know where to find me. Have a great week, guys. We'll listen to you. We'll speak to you. We'll speak to you next week. But otherwise, take care of yourself.
Looking forward to it, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.